In this next section, I'm going to talk about how we can edit data in a worksheet or a workbook in a very efficient manner. Now, I have a workbook that's already pulled up in front of me, and in this workbook we have the generic medication name, the brand medication name, and medical ID. Now, it's very self-explanatory on how to modify data. Simply, you click the cell that you want to work with, that you want to make a change to, and up on the top you see where the formula bar changes. You can just change that data, and that can be, while that works, it's not the most efficient way to change data in Excel. And I'll tell you guys this is I worked with Excel for several years and never knew that you could do this little trick that I'm about to show you right now. So I'm going to look at row 7, column A. Propane obviously is not a medication. It should be propofol. I'm going to go on and change this out. Rather than scrolling up to my formula bar to make the change, I'm going to go straight to where the P is, but I'm going to double click in between the O and the P in the actual cell. Doing that puts you in editing mode and puts the cursor exactly where you had the mouse. So I'm going to go on and take off the pain part and spell it out. So that's one way that we can edit the data in a very efficient way. And of course, to accept the change, just hit enter. That way you can save the information. The other way that you can go into a cell and make a change is with the cell that you have active, hit F2 and it puts you in editing mode. And again, that's a little bit more efficient than actually scrolling up to the formula bar with your mouse and selecting it. The method that I like the most, though, because it's the most efficient, is double clicking the cell wherever you want to make a change, because this data, it's fairly small. The width of this cell, I mean, it's only 229 pixels, but in some cells you might have a lot of text, maybe a paragraph, maybe a sentence, and it can become very time consuming to make it, if you notice that there's an error, it can be very time consuming to make a change to where you have to pick the cell, go to the formula bar, make the change, especially because when you have a lot of data, there's going to be lines and lines of information inside your formula bar. Just to make life simple, it's very easy just to double click the cell to where you want to make the change and then make the change that you would like. And again, I want to stress that I used Microsoft Excel for several years, never knew this trick, and I would have to work with a large amounts of data, and if I had known this trick, it would have saved a lot of time, and I would have finished projects in a much quicker time frame than the times I usually completed them in.